Yo, what's going on? We are live again. Recipe is live, hosted by myself, Ibu of Recipe is better known to some of you guys as Backup Hangman. And it's been a mad week this week so far when it comes to wrestling news, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon, judging from today. A lot of Cody Rhodes fans right now are definitely flinching. But we're going to get into all of it. First things first, please like, subscribe. Send any super chats with any questions, any takes, any opinions, any of your predictions of how WrestleMania is going to go, because that's the main thing we're going to be talking about. We're going to try to keep it to about an hour today. And yeah, man, everyone turn on the post notifications. Hope everyone's doing good. Starting with my fellow co-host, Ibu. A lot of people right now are assuming you're pretty down at the moment, judging off the report we're about to get into. But talk to the people, how you doing?
Hello, everyone. Please stop tagging me. Please stop tagging me. Please stop DMing me. I have seen the report. It's okay. You don't have to keep tagging me. I was woken up to I was woken up to by phone calls from AO, which affected my sleep. He calls me. I'm like, what the fuck happened? What's going on here? I check Twitter. I'm like, oh, that's what happened. But I am here, contractually obligated to do this. I have bills to pay, and so I'm live on the channel to talk about a very interesting report, and we'll go from there, I guess.
Yeah, definitely an interesting report. That's one way of putting it. All right, so Sports Illustrated put out a WrestleMania 40 report. I think that's the best way to describe it, rather than just chalking up to like, the Cody Rhodes report or the Gunther report or the Rock report, because they're basically doing a kind of a rundown of what they know so far, how they think the card's going to shape up, and there's a few very very notable notes in this. So, all right, so it literally starts up with the WrestleMania 40 cards taking shape. The Rock is heading back to WrestleMania. Bayley is about to get her moment, and Gunther will soon be a made man. Oh, and one more detail: Roman Reigns is going to keep his seat at the head of the table, which obviously would indicate that Roman versus The Rock is happening at WrestleMania, and one would suspect, judging off that at least, that Roman would be the one coming out on top. Then it goes on to quite a few other things as well, especially regarding Gunther, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. It says here, after a month of speculation that CM Punk would challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, a new plan is in place. Gunther is the favourite to win the Royal Rumble and then dethrone Rollins on the first night of WrestleMania. And I guess that's the first person I want to stop at, because not a lot of people were expecting this. You know, everyone. I know Gunther was kind of in the conversation of contenders who have kind of like an outside chance of winning the Rumble. You know, but yeah, according to this report, he's not only winning the Rumble, he's going to win his world title match versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. So, um, quite a lot, quite a lot there. Obviously, a lot of people are suspecting CM Punk or Cody Rhodes would win the Royal Rumble and go on to WrestleMania. I think CM Punk was and still currently is the bookie's favourite to win the Royal Rumble. I think he's the fans' favourite as well to win the Royal Rumble when you ask for the predictions. But Ibi, what did you make of this? Or this, like I said, this is the first thing we're gonna get into. But the Gunther news in particular, what do you make of it, man? Or do you think there's any weight to it? Do you think it's what how do you see it?
I want to preface my comments by saying that Gunther's one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen in my life, and he is one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. He was the best and most consistent performer in WWE last year, and should he finish WrestleMania Night 1 holding two championships, there are worse options in this world than Gunther holding the two top belts on Monday Night Raw. They shot the angle last Monday where he basically told Rollins, look, I hope you make it to Mania because I'm choosing you when I win the Rumble, and I'm going to break your body, and I'm going to come after your knee, and I'm going to come after your back. But I don't know. I just didn't feel in the moment that was actually them shooting the angle for the match itself. So I'm not sure. I'll say this. He did enter at 1
He did.
last year, and he made it all the way to the end. And he did say in the second most recent Raw, he did show up and say that I'm topping that this year. I just always felt that he was like Drew, and that they're going to be the upper level contender guys that have a good chance of winning, but get eliminated by someone that starts their Mania program. Like, I actually wouldn't have been surprised if, like, hypothetically, Chad Gable eliminates Gunther, Sami Zayn eliminates Drew McIntyre, something like that, right? But Barasso's saying he's winning. What I'll say about that is, when was the last time a reporter had an overt, straight up confirmation of a match result for a major Big Four pay per view? Because normally that doesn't happen, and normally WWE doesn't leak a result like that to the media. So, without
That's
saying that,
when it kind of gets a bit spooky for me, because a lot of people, I think this happens a lot when people are like, I don't know, reading the reports, whether it's Fightful, whether it's PW Insider, whether it's, you know, these scoops of Twitter accounts like the boozers of the world, whoever you follow to get your news from, people tend to kind of push back if they don't like what the news is, regardless of like how well respected that source is.
mhm.
Like Fightful Select, everyone knows that they're like top tier, except for you know, he's kind of got, unfortunately for Sean, he's kind of got like this group of people on Twitter who just hate him, and whatever. But even if he puts out something that WWE fans don't like the sound of, bro, they'll call it bullshit, regardless of everything else.
Right.
Right. Same with PW Insider and the same now with Sports Illustrated. It's not really like Sports Illustrated just kind of haphazardly throw things out there. They are pretty accurate, judging off the track record. So, but people want to see Cody finish a story, which we're about to get to. This report states otherwise, and people are now they're saying all kinds of shit, bro. People are saying it's AI, even though it says Justin Barrasso like is the author of the report. I know Sports Illustrated got into some hot water because they did get caught out using some AI for some more like kind of generic articles, I guess. But like this is, like it says it's right there, bro. It's a Justin Barrasso report, report, article, feature, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's more of a feature, isn't it? To be honest, but yeah, man. Yeah, but people kind of they do push back when they don't like the news, don't they?
That's the thing. That's the unfortunate thing about wrestling reporting, is that if people don't like what the information is, they'll just work to discredit whoever is the source of it. And even if there are reasons to be dubious of this, and
Yeah, definitely.
I
We'll
have
get
some
into
very
all of
mild. There's some head scratching elements to this from my point of view. What I won't do is just put on an embarrassing display of denial, and I'm seeing a lot of bigger WWE fan accounts doing that. And I would simply say, don't fly too close to the sun with all of that, because it almost feels like this weird overconfidence and bravado in the thinking that this is just total bullshit. And it's like you could look very stupid in a couple days, in like literally what 3 days.
it.
Uh,
Could.
could look very
Yeah, I think,
stupid.
I think I think that's a good way of putting it though. Look, there's some elements that cause some head scratching. Just kind of Um, and you've already brought up one of them, but yeah, man. According to this report, anyway, Gunther's the favourite to win the Royal Rumble. That's the new plan. And
The good thing about this, Monty, is we'll find out very soon how accurate it is, because if the Rumble winner is not Gunther, then that completely dismantles everything that he laid out.
no, yeah, exactly, because it does say, it's not like, oh, we think this may be. It says a new plan is in place. Gunther is the favourite to win the Royal Rumble and then dethrone Rollins on the first night of WrestleMania, which, to me is probably the first element of head scratching because, like you said, having having like a potential Royal Rumble winner, like someone who has been discussed as potentially winning the Royal Rumble, is one thing to put in a report or get, as a leak from WWE. But for someone in WWE, obviously who's high enough to know, to leak out like not only the winner of the Royal Rumble, but the winner of the Royal Rumble is going to go ahead and win his, he doesn't say main event in the article, but you'd assume main event match at WrestleMania, and win the world title at WrestleMania. That is kind of, you know, like that's a lot to leak out, to whoever it is in WWE, if that is the case. So, yeah. It's very on the nose, but we'll see, we'll see. Um, all right, so of course the feature goes on. Sports Illustrated goes on to say, where does this leave Cody Rhodes? Multiple sources close to Triple H have indicated that Cody Rhodes will not headline this year's event, nor will he finish his story at WrestleMania. But there is still a new chapter to write with a marquee matchup to be had against CM Punk. You were a Wrestle Purist.
Mm-hmm.
You tweeted that you're flinching.
Mm-hmm.
You've had a couple hours to let it marinate, sit with it, live
Mm-hmm.
with it, deal
Mm-hmm.
with it, ask
Mm-hmm.
some questions to people who know better than me and you. You know,
Yep.
I don't know if you've got any replies, but
I asked many
how you
questions.
feeling,
And
bro?
I sent many messages to people who would honestly straight up know. And I asked some sources extremely close to this situation about this. Some of these messages were opened. None of them were replied to.
Owned.
Cody Rhodes is going around publicly making his opinions on all of this extremely clear. And I'll tell you this. He was the one who was the big proponent of not flinching and being unfazed. He was saying it in the press conferences. He was saying it on TV. Circa October 2023, they were starting the whole "Can he finish the story" campaign on television. They had him win the tag titles just so he could appear on SmackDown and have their face off with Roman Reigns. He did the video game cover with the "Can you finish the story" campaign. But obviously, things seem to have come together very quickly for The Rock in WWE this January. And there's a very decent chance that the plan was for him to finish the story. And those plans changed because the one thing that could affect those plans happened, which is The Rock saying yes to doing a wrestling match. The question becomes, did Cody know that Rock was going to come? How long was that in the plans? How long was Dwayne signed on? And what's going to happen now? Because what I'll tell you is it does appear to me personally, if I'm being completely honest, it does appear that a lot of his comments are almost him just kind of swinging for the fence and not giving up. It does almost feel like him sound biting his way through it, trying to drum up some fan support, trying to make sure this doesn't happen to him, trying to create his own one man yes movement. But look, I'm flinching. I am absolutely flinching, Barton, because the bottom line is there are many signs pointing against Cody finishing this. The fact that Roman Reigns is trying to come up on Hulk Hogan's record, which is after WrestleMania. The fact that The Rock is very much now a part of the process. The fact that The Rock appeared at the first Raw of January and said he wanted to be the head of the table. The fact that Rock is now signed on TKO's board of directors. The fact that Rock was on First Take straight up saying that he'd love to face Roman Reigns and that it'd be the biggest WrestleMania main event of all time. The fact that Dave Meltzer said that Rock definitely wants to do that match and they're trying to work that out. Yes, these are reasons to flinch, Monty. And so it's beyond the Justin Barrasso report. It's everything that's happened this month. Now, again, on Cody Rhodes' end, he's just kind of trying to power through it and he's making his intentions clear. And it's now a part of the story that Rock is looming and he might take it from Cody. They've now woven this into the fiction because Drew McIntyre's mentioned it and so is CM Punk. But that doesn't mean that I'm not flinching. I am very much flinching. So we'll see what happens. Look, and if they do pivot to Cody and Punk, is that the worst pivot in the world? No, in the sense that that face-off on Monday was fucking magical. It was absolutely electric. The crowd was going insane for it. Those are the two biggest baby faces in the company. So who wouldn't welcome a CM Punk Cody Rhodes match? The key is, though, Monty, it's about timing, and this very much felt like the year Cody needed to get this thing done. And so if it's not at WrestleMania and they don't do that and they pivot here, that'd be unfortunate. I will add an addendum to this point, though. The addendum is, and this is what I really want to know, because the only people who truly know this are Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and maybe his family. But if he was never, ever planning on dropping his belt at WrestleMania, I would rather they do this pivot and he faces Roman Reigns, he faces The Rock and gets it out the way, than doing Cody Roman again and Cody losing. Do you get what I'm saying? If my options were they get the Rock match out the way and just do it and he beats him, or Cody Roman 2 and Roman retains. Give me Rock and Roman, and let Cody just beat CM Punk at WrestleMania. So uh, we'll see what happens, and yeah,
Yeah, I'm not flinching the same way you are, man. I'm of the belief. I think me and you or me and Joe spoke about this, and it's like I do want Roman versus Rock to happen if Rock is down to do it, and all signs are starting to indicate, as you just laid out, Ibu, Rock does want to do it. Dave Meltzer reported, I think it was like yesterday or the day before, but The Rock does want to do this match with Roman Reigns, and he wants to do it at WrestleMania. And there is some people in WWE trying to talk him into maybe doing the Saudi match, just in case they can make a bunch of money doing that, which obviously was a possibility, I guess, which was on the table according to Dave. And now there's this Sports Illustrated article, by Justin Barrasso. So, um, but for me, yeah, as much as I want to see Roman versus Rock, and it's like this is taking out like even like the Cody Rhodes element too, which is obviously kind of it's the headline, it's like it's the thumbnail of this video. But to me, until I see like the blatant, like say the Rock shows up at the Rumble or some shit like that, or the graphic drops. I'm still gonna have that part of me that just thinks that the Rock is just selling us dreams, bro. It's still just kind of a pipe dream to me. The Rock versus Roman Reigns, man, that sounds like otherworldly. Like I still can't really picture it in my head, especially considering Mania is like what it's what just over 2 months away or something like that. So I don't know, man. I'm still sticking to my original prediction. Maybe 90% out of stubbornness, but is I still think Cody's gonna do it. And I'm not someone who doesn't want Roman versus The Rock to happen because, like I said, I've said it on many podcasts before. If this is your year that Rock wants to do it and you can do it, you have to do it, man. Like it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson, bro. Um, like you can't just be like, nah, let's do it at Backlash or let's do it at Saudi, or unless the Saudis are going to give you 100 million for it or some ridiculous number. But for me as a fan, I wouldn't want it to be in Saudi. I'd rather it be at Mania. But obviously, that comes at a very, very heavy price this year. For most WWE fans who want to see Cody do, complete his story, bro. Because I think about it quite often, when it comes to Cody Rhodes, because I think it's got lost in the meme and the jokes, and it just being just kind of like beat to death. But Cody Rhodes' story like really is like incredible, and obviously with him potentially finishing this chapter of the story, I guess, or his story as a whole, however you want to look at it, by winning the world title at WrestleMania, the title that his dad never won. After everything that he's done in the past, like what
it's just
five,
crazy.
6 years,
It's
it's
crazy how heavy-handed
you
the
know.
story has been on TV about how, like, man, can he just not get the big one done? Again, they did the video where the kids were asking him, like, are you just not gonna, like, when are you gonna win a championship? And then the marketing of the video game, and again, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, like, look, man, like CM Punk just told him, he said, you carried the torch of this company for 2 soul-crushing years, and right when you're at the finish line, you're gonna get lapped up by a much bigger star than you. And for that to just happen is like insane. Um, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a no and reply to a non super chat in the chat. But Seven said that Triple H should just grow up here and send Rock packing. The Rock is Triple H's boss.
TKO board of directors, bro.
He
It's
is he is his boss. Hunt
it's like
Hunter
it's not that's
Hunter's
not quite how it works, but he's above Triple H in the overall
and
standing
the
of things.
bottom line is Paul Levesque books based off the circumstances set up for him. And does he control the majority of the landscape that he's that's under his jurisdiction? Yes. But there are things that are slightly above his pay grade, like Nick Khan putting together deals for The Rock to be there. Because once that happens and Nick Khan's like, yo, Dwayne's on board, it's like, all right, Hunter, figure out how to book Dwayne. He's on board. Make it happen. Make it work. So
Mm, mm, I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, like I said again, according to Sports Illustrated, multiple sources close to Triple H are indicating that Cody Rhodes will not be headlining WrestleMania this year or finishing his story at Mania. So, but yeah, he talks a lot about pivoting to Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. He talks a bit more about kind of where Damian Priest is the Money in the Bank briefcase holder, where's he going to fit into WrestleMania? And he names potential opponents such as Orton, Styles, LA Knight, Finn Balor, depending on what direction the Judgment Day takes. Then, of course, the
That's
women's.
speculative speaking.
Yeah, of course, I'm just going through it.
Yeah.
Women's Rumble as well. He talked about potentially Becky Lynch or Bailey. He says that Bailey is the most deserving star on the roster for the Royal Rumble win. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, the two main things, which are the things that I guess he's reporting. There's a new plan in place for Seth Rollins, Gunther, and Cole, which we just went over, and of course the Cody Rhodes thing, according to sources close to Triple H, he says. So we'll see, man. But again, of course, there's a few things to scratch your head about. Like I said, it's like why. If any, you'd assume that it's a very exclusive number of people who know these details, even within WWE, even within WWE Creative. You know,
Right.
um, so it's like the fact that that could have potentially all these details. Like I said again, the men's Royal Rumble winner, the the result of the world title match at WrestleMania, both of them actually, because it says Roman Reigns going to keep his spot at the head of the table. Then of course the big the big bomb that everyone's been talking about mainly is the Cody Rhodes one. Cody Rhodes is not going to finish the story according to sources close to Triple H, but who are sources that you would class as close to Triple H? How close we're talking here, Bill?
So
That's
I'm saying,
interesting.
did Justin Barrasso speak to William Regal? Did
Yeah,
Justin
no,
did Justin
how
Barrasso speak?
close?
Yeah, did he speak to Bruce Pritchard? Did he speak to Paul Heyman? Look, and again, I don't want to do the whole source guessing. He who the fuck did he talk to thing, but it is interesting again um, because again, it's when do they leak out major results before a big pay per view to the news outlets like this? It doesn't normally happen. And Sean Ross have even said like this is a very bold report because usually like they'll tell him like plans and directions and things like that. They rarely go. So this person's winning this match, and we're gonna do this match here.
Yeah, look, I'll mention, man. Like, if it was like, Gunther's someone who's potentially been spoken about in WWE Creative that could win the Royal Rumble.
Right,
Like, I
and
think that
Brasso's
would.
just like Gunther's winning on Saturday.
He's put his flag in the sand,
Right.
and he said, "Nope, Gunther is winning that Rumble. He's beating Seth."
Yeah, he even said that he's gonna beat Seth. That doesn't happen. Like he literally straight up said he's gonna. He not only is he winning the Rumble, he's winning the title match at Mania, which like that type of stuff doesn't get reported. Like just Mania title match results in January.
Hell of a report if it's right, you know.
Oh, of
Hell of a
course.
report, you
and,
know.
and, and unlike a lot of more unlike a lot of more people who are being defensive about this, I'm not saying it's not like it's very possible he is right. I'm just saying this type of reporting is uncommon. It's very uncommon. So if he's on the money with everything, which he very much could be, uh, then that's a big feather in his cap.
Yeah, it's not like Sports Illustrated is this like unreputable,
No, they're not rinky
outlet that
dink.
just guesses things and stuff like that. Like it's pretty clear a lot of the time when they report stuff, it's came from pretty high up in the company that they're reporting about.
Correct.
Um,
AEW
it's not like they're
leaks too.
trying to report stuff all the time and stuff like. They've been very active this week. They've been in the news this week for quite unfortunate reasons with the mass layoffs that they're doing. But yeah, man. Sports Illustrated, bro. Look, we ain't got to tell people who Sports Illustrated are, So, and again, like I said, I know they've been under quite a bit of criticism in recent years. Like, of course, the layoffs happening that got announced at the start of the week, the AI thing that caught fire like what a couple months ago or something like that, and they got caught out using AI generated articles and fake authors and stuff. That's not the case with this one, I don't think. Justin Barrasso is a real person. And yeah, it's so that's where we're at with the Sports Illustrated article, I guess. And let's dive into some super chats, man, because they have built up So get them in. Get your super chats in quick today, people, because like I said, we're trying to keep this to about an hour. So we've got about 35 minutes left, and we're gonna get into the first pile of super chats. Hanger 98 199. Appreciate you as always. Cody versus Punk, not a bad consolation prize for Ibu. Not all, man. Not all. It's probably the best.
it's the best one possible. It's just that it's just a shame that it's at the expense of Cody's story being finished, and that again for me, it's just about one of those things where this just was the time. This was the correct time to do this, and it's like now what? Am I gonna have to wait like until fucking the fall for this shit? Like again, this is the only thing I give a shit about in wrestling is Cody finishing his story truthfully. Uh, so if that's delayed, it's just like okay, like what really? I don't know.
Hush 499, appreciate you as always. The timing of this leak right before the Rumble, only Sports Illustrated has this report, makes me very skeptical. I feel like it's a work to make it unpredictable.
People have
But yeah, man,
speculated.
it's a report, so nothing's official until it's official. Reports are always open to interpretation and skepticism, regardless if it's Fightful Select, Sports Illustrated, PW Insider, the Wall Street Journal. That's just the way it is. So we'll see, man. Skepticism's fair though. Rockard Joel Wood 999, appreciate it as always. Ibu, this Sports Illustrated report just seems such a contrast of everything that's happened in recent weeks and months. What's the likelihood of it actually happening? How you
Here's the
feeling,
thing.
Ibu?
Here's the thing about it, though. A lot of people are saying this, and I get that. A lot of people are posting the moment where Roman and Cody faced off in October. I get all that. I get everything everybody's saying. But what people aren't considering is that have you considered Rock may have just literally said yes yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Because if he said yes yesterday, everything, the book gets thrown out. You just restart. Literally, just like that. People don't understand this. They're like, oh, that's not true. They what about that promo in November? What about the promo in November? They were operating under the belief that Rock was going to be available at Mania. And if he is now, again, everything gets thrown out. Now you can like or dislike that. I don't particularly like it. I'd rather Rock just be a host or some shit on this year's show, and you set that up for a different time. But anybody using the argument of, well, the TV doesn't indicate this is where it's going, you have to honestly consider the fact that, look, Rock was announced as a member of the board of directors literally yesterday. Nick Khan has been working on Dwayne all month. So, again, like I said, you throw it all out. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, like you very fairly brought up, it is absolutely possible, but Big Dwayne only made his definite decision like as early as yesterday, so Dame 499, appreciate it. Yo, Weebu, you have any news or asked around on the WWE adding sports centric elements? Can you explain what that looks like if it happens?
I did ask.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't gotten too much back. Unfortunately, a lot of
Gunther winning the Rumble.
yeah, right, exactly. I'll tell you what, shows tend to be built. Shows tend to take on the identity of their top champion, and a Raw built around Gunther is a very different Monday Night Raw than a Raw built around the Judgment Day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But here's the thing. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna have as much news for yesterday as I normally would because people are just. It's almost like they told everyone in Stanford, like, gun to the head, like, nobody's talking about anything today. Everybody shut the fuck up. But what I did hear was this. Cody Rhodes filmed a sit-down interview for next week. They filmed a sit-down for Cody. There's going to be more types of things
week?
Like, what's up?
For next week?
I believe so. So he filmed the sit. Don't get conspiratorial, Monty. Don't do that. Don't. Could you ban in it? It's like, how does it feel to be the Rumble winner? He's like, it feels great. It feels tremendous.
It feels marvelous,
Yeah. But no, like more sit down interviews, more realistic things like that. More just more, I guess, like, I don't fucking know. They claim that shot at the beginning of Raw where Cody and Punk were walking into the building earlier. was part of what they mean by the sports presentation. But look, I would love them to actually fully transition into sports presentation. And the thing though is, if you're going to do that, you have to overhaul NXT as well, which I mentioned on social media, and I got extremely high pushback. Monty, people were very defensive on the idea of NXT being overhauled and changed direction wise, but. Um, that's what you'd have to do if you want to really make this a sports-based product. But I welcome it if that's what they're trying to change this into.
Will Chisholm $2 appreciate it. Could this report be WWE testing reactions? Yeah, I think so. I think
Maybe,
so.
maybe.
Like I said, all reports are always open to skepticism. All bad people. So yeah, just add this to a list. Like, just because it's Sports Illustrated doesn't mean that it's fake. Doesn't mean that it's correct either. It's open to your interpretation. Hush 499 appreciate it. Brock Lesnar can only fix this mania. My only hope to fix this is he eliminates Gunther so they can set up their match and all of us will feel at ease. Yeah, man, Gunther versus Brock Lesnar is definitely a dream match. TF499, appreciate you as always. You guys seen the thing from Mercedes' Instagram fan group chat? She's been openly laughing at the dirt sheets, trying to throw people off, maybe. Yeah, Mercedes is notoriously known not to be a fan of the dirt sheet, so, this isn't the first time in a, subscriber fan only group chat thing that she has that she's, tried to just be like, they don't know nothing, da 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 da. So we'll see, man. We'll see, because obviously it was very vague, and that is. He really loves these Mercedes group chat messages because she's so like vague and doesn't really say anything, And
She's
she'll
insane.
throw in a hashtag and an emoji.
Mhm. Look, the fact of the matter is, for better or for worse, wrestlers tend to discredit the reporting even when it's completely accurate. We've seen this with so many wrestlers, and they just do the
Except
whole.
for Cody Rhodes, who shouted out Sean Ross Sapp.
Sean, yeah, Cody's like, yeah, Sean's on the mic. That's delightful, but like most of them are like, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They've never been in this business. They've never been in this business, understand the business, But I've been in this business, these fucking dirt sheet marks. But but yeah. So that's just Mercedes brothering, I think.
So Jizzle 499, appreciate it as always. A 1 year blood feud with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes because they cost each other their stories is money. Yeah, man. Of course. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. There's a lot of layers there. There's a lot of layers there. They only scratched the surface on Monday, so there's a lot to get into if that is the direction. Even if that isn't the immediate direction, it's definitely a direction they need to go in. So. Hush 499, appreciate it as always. Cody versus Punk deserves a better build than this if that's the path. They deserve a massive build. Them fighting to the finish their stories just isn't it.
It's been 1 week. What the hell? They deserve a
I was gonna
better
say,
build than this for
let it
one
play out,
promo.
brother.
That's crazy.
No, but if you are fixated on Cody versus Roman and you're not even that receptive to Cody versus Punk right now, like it's not even on your vision board yet. You get me? I can see. Oh, listen, Cody Rhodes fans, they're hurting right now.
I'm hurting, but let's be adults. Let's be adults, everybody. If I can be strong, you can be strong, right?
Half €5, appreciate you. Yeah,
I'll be
IBR.
real.
I'll be Is it, bro? I'm not young enough anymore. I'll be real. For me, Cody Rhodes winning this year felt forced because of last year. Last year was, in my opinion, the most perfect slash natural time to win. But man, it looked like it's gotten even worse now. Um, yeah, I personally would have had CM Punk win the Rumble anyway.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
I would have I wouldn't have had Cody win this Rumble anyway. It would have been like very Shawn Michaels Undertaker rematch esque of, Cody Rhodes just kind of like losing it, you know. Cody Rhodes going off the rails, doing anything he can to get to the main event versus Roman, get his Roman match, and I think that would have been quite an interesting story to tell.
That's what I was.
Um,
So that's what I was leaning towards when I remember I spoke about this with Charlie. That's what I was leaning towards when it seemed very certain that the rematch was going to happen. as it got more and more uncertain and unsure, that's when I was leaning towards maybe Cody winning just for security for the Cody fans would be the right call.
What I will say is that if The Rock versus Roman is the plan, I think WWE do need to just rip the band-aid off for the Cody Rhodes fans and let that be known and obvious as soon as possible, as soon
Well,
as
I'll
the
tell
next
you
week.
what. Maybe that's why they leaked this. Maybe look, that could also be motivation why this is leaked to Barrasso. Maybe they were just like, all right, bro, so this is what we're doing.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain the Gunther fucking winning, beating Seth. You know, like this. Like I said, it's some head scratching, but
Well, because maybe
yeah.
maybe there's gonna be one of those things where the immediate question is, okay, so if Cody's facing Punk, what about Seth Rollins?
Yeah, no, but it's like it's not that they're facing each other. It's that like, yo, Gunther's beating Seth at Mania.
Yeah,
Like,
that's weird. That's very strange.
um,
That's very strange.
yeah, man. Hush 199. It's sad WWE is maybe root against Gunther.
It's so weird. I'm rooting against the best wrestlers I've ever seen in my life.
Black Yakuza 94, $5. Interesting username. So, assuming the story remains unfinished, how does that affect Roman and Cody long term?
Well, the match would obviously be delayed and pushed back to a different date. And I'd
Yeah, as
imagine,
I say, it's not like they've got an ongoing storyline right now, is it? You know,
I'd
in the
imagine,
sense of
I'd,
like
I'd imagine it
2020.
pushed it back to like Survivor Series. To be honest with you,
Yeah, you think even if it's tough because it depends how the obviously if Cody does go into a feud with CM Punk and that's the mainly direction for them to, and Cody beats CM Punk, you know, like the mood in the room will change when Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns come face to face, just like it did in October. He probably will lose some magic because of the idea that you may have to wait upwards of a year, you know, upwards of 3 months, 6 months, and you just, you know, it's, you know, I remember when I remember feeling when he lost when he lost to Roman at 39, like, yo, another year, bro. Like, where's he gonna be at in another year? And luckily, he's in a position where he is more than a viable person to dethrone Roman Reigns, in it. But um, Big Dwayne's around, you know, and you got to do Big Dwayne business when Big
and,
Dwayne's
and,
around.
and they're lucky that the pivot option for Cody is not very much like a small time just guy on the roster for him to wrestle. You know what I mean? Like if they pivoted, even if it was someone as big as Randy, it would feel so like flat to me. Like because it's just like I don't know, bro. Like if it was like all right, Cody and Randy or Cody and some other guy who's a fake main eventer, but it's CM Punk who's like that's a money match to be honest. But yeah, but that's
Did
just
you just imply that Randy Orton's a fake man event? Is that what you just
no,
did?
no. Randy's not, but there are fake main eventers who
Not on my channel.
no,
Yeah.
Randy's box office, right? But even Randy would just feel like a super consolation prize for WrestleMania. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes feels like a title match at SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
A very
mm.
viable one. But when the hope and the feeling was that Cody was going to finish the story at WrestleMania, it would have been absolutely deflating to go. No, he's just going to have a non-title singles match with Randy Orton, for example. So I'll tell you
Keep
what.
moving.
Punk,
Yeah.
Punk, Punk, Punk will feel Punk and Cody will feel big time, but that's until April. What are they gonna do in the spring to make Cody feel big? Last year they did the whole he's feuding with Brock thing. What are they gonna do this year? It almost makes you wonder, like, is this the year you finally just say fuck it? He goes for the big gold in the meantime. So
Mm, mm. We say, bro, like at the start of the year, end of last year, like, yo, if WWE find a way to satisfyingly like juggle all these things going into Mania, where all their fan bases, like of the wrestlers involved, are happy, then that's like a hell of an achievement. So, Vonnie, 499, Big Boy Ibu, I'm gonna be in your city. Let's link up. We can talk about Cody not finishing his story this year.
no,
Triple H 499, appreciate it as always. Cody is not quite ready yet. Tune into the Rumble on Saturday to see what happens. Either way, this year's Mania will be great. Yeah, we'll be tuned in, bro. Don't worry.
we'll
Uh,
see, Paul. We'll see.
Bro, 499, appreciate it. That Punk line about him being the big star to take Cody's spot, not The Rock, in retrospect, seems like setting up a Mania match. Hmm. We'll see, man. I think hopefully it becomes very clear very soon. So, Aaron Busby, 499, appreciate you. If they pivot in this direction, they might get a Daniel Bryan like backlash from the fans. Mm,
I'll tell you
don't
what.
know because of, you see with the Daniel Bryan thing, it's like no one was at that time was trying to see Batista or Randy Orton in that spot. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like Roman Reigns is like, you know, Roman Reigns is very special in that sense. He's still like the guy. Like crowds aren't turning on him or anything like that yet. Even though I know he's a heel, but like he's still, you know, everyone
There
still
might be
tunes in when
there
he.
might be some live arena pushback. I think
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think it will get to like Yes Movement level. You know, because Roman is so he's just so big right now. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, it's Dwayne the Rock Johnson, bro. You know, it's not Batista. Like I love Dave. You know, I love Batista, bro. Love him as an actor. Love him as a wrestler. My dad's favorite wrestler. But yo, he ain't Dwayne. You know. Um, bro, 199. Does Becky Rhea close over Seth Gunther? Maybe.
I would put it over Seth Gunther personally.
Rock versus Roman without title is a lot more interesting. I don't think it makes it more interesting, but it definitely doesn't need the title at all. I don't think
It
it makes it
doesn't.
any more or less interesting, to be honest.
It doesn't need it, meaning you can do it without the title, and now you have more
Yes.
matches for a big show. You get what I'm saying? Like, because now you're gonna have two title matches that you can push this big on the men's side, two women's title matches, and then the special attraction Rock and Roman thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, you just add more big matches when it's a non-title match.
Hush 199, appreciate it as always. If Okada is WWE, I see Regal being his manager. Really?
I don't see that.
Half €2, appreciate it. Cody leaking plans to Sports Illustrated and going back to AEW. Shock face, question mark, question mark. I don't know about that. Cody Rhodes has done crazy things, though, you know. Hush 199, appreciate it. This feels worse than Rock taking Punk's spot.
Um, maybe. I'll tell you what. I totally understood why Punk was pissed when Rock did it to him. I was never. I thought it was objectively nasty, but I was never like angry when it happened. It was just kind of like, well, that's pretty whack, you know, like rather than like, what the fuck. So yeah,
Anjan PN $2, appreciate it. The consequences for not supporting Black Adam. Indeed. IBeast £2. And still laughing face, etc. etc. Yeah, man, it's a crazy thing to think about, you know. I don't know if that's the real IBeast. If it is, it's an interesting person having a live chat. Will Chisholm, $10, appreciate it. With the reports of WWE looking for more sports-based wrestling, could this also be for in-ring? Also, like that time SmackDown did the rankings for 1 week and never said nothing about it.
we'll see, man. We will see.
Rock hard Joel Wood, 499, appreciate it. It just seems odd to me that WWE would end up both nights of WrestleMania with heels on top. That's actually pretty decent. But like I said, Rhea versus Becky would potentially main event over Gunther versus Seth. Um,
But even that, Rhea could beat Becky Lynch.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Bryce 999, appreciate it as always. Need that Wrestle Purist phallus in my life.
Of
Besides
course,
that, Besides that, what's the possibility of TK getting the deal with Warner Media since Raw is heading to Netflix? Lastly, Rouge versus Swerve, Bucky.
Rouge has a hamstring injury. That's why he's been out. Um, what's the possibility of TK getting a deal with Warner Media? High, very high. Uh, Yeah, Russell Pierce phallus in your life. I don't know about that one.
Matt Hennessy, $5.99. Sent in a chat an hour ago before the stream happened. Did you guys miss it? Yeah, we did. We did. Sometimes it does do that and it doesn't save the super chats from before we go live. So just drop it in the chat now. You don't have to super chat again, and I'll get it read out. Ayo, part of the family. Many people are hoping to hear what he has to say to people. What he says for $4.99. Appreciate him. There will be zero fan backlash. Cody is not Brian. Even if he was, fans don't ever uh, take over shows anymore. They just pretend to ironically like things.
I'll
Yeah,
say
I think the latter point's absolutely true. Like fans don't really do that taking over shows thing. Cody's not Brian's an interesting one because like Cody is like he's the
only
biggest babyface in the business, bro. You know, like
it's weird.
he's at a crazy level. You know, he really is.
Fan base is different, and so like Danielson was like this frustrated. He was the favorite of like frustrated hardcore fans, you know. But I'll say this: AO is right that like when WWE do bullshit on their shows now, like everybody just pretends it's fucking good. Like the crowd just get with it. You shit on it on social media, and people play defense. And it's because like the brand of WWE is very over now. You know what I mean, Monty? When the brand is
Mm.
over, the fans defend anything on it. When WWE was not over, when WWE was a heel company, you know, the fans are at odds with the promotion and they're at odds with the bad stuff. But right now, I'm not even allowed to say that the Miz R-Truth stuff is lame. You know, people will fight you on this. You know, I tweeted that NXT should be overhauled if they're gonna go sports based, and I got lynched.
All right, so that's the final super chat for now. Any more, get them in as soon as you can because not looking to stick around for too much longer. Probably another 15 minutes, something like that. But yeah, man, Cody Rhodes has commented. Like you said, he's been keeping. You know, he doesn't seem like he's flinching, judging from his comments in media. The main one that's going around is from his Bleacher Report interview where he says, you know, look, I'm a Rock fan. And I don't think he's the type of person that would come in and meddle with a story that's been told over the past 2 years. I think he's probably up to something else, but you never know with WWE. I'll be watching just like everybody else. Standing on business, bro. You
That's
know,
standing on business. He's going
standing
for it.
on business. I
He's going for
respect
it.
it. I respect it. I respect it. It's a funny way of wording it. You know, I don't think he'll come and meddle with a story. But yeah, man. What other
Did
updates we got?
is
Go
it true
on.
that Punk posted a picture with Rock? Is that what's going on?
Someone said in the live chat that Punk's a troll, so I will do you the favour, Bill, of going to my Instagram right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into Pepsi Phil, Chicago Philly, CM Punk's Instagram page. Alright. There we go.
Show the screen. Oh, this motherfucker.
You did also post one with Heyman.
Wait, let me see.
Uh,
Let me see the Heyman one.
then there's the Cena one.
Oh my god.
There's the Cody one from Monday.
Oh.
And there's a Dusty one.
Oh man.
So yeah, man. CM Punk's Instagram post. He's pretty decent at the Instagram thing, you know. Anyway. Other updates. John Cena said that he's going to retire before he's 50 or at 50. One of the two. Can't quite remember. But, yeah, man, I don't think anyone's surprised by that. If anything, I'm actually surprised that he's looking that far into the future, you know.
Not that far. He's turning 47 this year.
Bro, it is. I was thinking Cena was going to, like, try and get his last match done in not immediate future, but, like, in the next 18 months or something. So, you know, well, we'll see. We'll see, man. I don't really think anyone's should be too surprised at Cena. Cena's already wound. He's already wound down his career. You know, comes in for a cup of coffee. We're lucky that because of the writers' strike. Obviously, it was unfortunate circumstances that a strike caused it, but we're lucky because of the writers' strike. We managed to get what was it, like an 8-week run of John Cena in 2023, which is that's kind of crazy. We're very lucky to have it as wrestling fans. So, you know, um, we'll see. Who would you want to see retire? John Cena, Ibu.
Braun Breaker.
I want Bron Breakker to retire Goldberg. Me
I
and
want him to
Jamie have been
retire many people. I think he should
me
fight
and Jamie
more.
have been talking about the Goldberg pitch for like 2 years.
He,
You know,
he should fight more with all these old ass niggas.
uh,
A sim-
he puts
uh,
him in the grave. Like he's the
yeah,
one.
it would be symbolic, I think, if he did a one last match with CM Punk. I will say.
That would be it'd be quite beautiful, wouldn't it? But
Yeah.
yeah, man. John Cena winding down, circled 50 as his age to retire. So yeah, man. Michael Cole this Friday will be replacing the outgoing Kevin Patrick on SmackDown commentary. I feel like this is just for the 1 week though, because Michael Cole's in town anyway because of the Rumble. So
Yes.
he's going to be on SmackDown duty with Corey Graves.
I was told that Cole is not the permanent replacement.
Well, there you have it. And yeah, man, I don't know if we talked about it. I don't think we did talk about it on air. It was off. Yeah, ever since that Sports Illustrated article came out, the the bookies odds on Gunther have like slashed them to more, well, to less than half. Like they were 14-1, meaning if you wagered $10, you'd get $150 back. Then they went down to 6-1, I think it was, meaning if you put $10 on, you'd get $70 back. And now they're literally just 4-1, meaning if you put $10 on, you'd only get $50 back. So they've gone from a $10 wager would get you $150 this morning to now it would only get you $50. So um, it was paying as well, bro. Like literally, I was about as soon as the report came out, I went to Sky Bet to have a look. Seen Gunther at a big 14-20. I was like, yeah, I could put 14. I could put £20 on that because that was the max bet on it. Then it literally, as I was about to press bet, the betting got suspended, the odds got changed, and now it's not as tempting. So, but anyway, AEW Dynamite tonight. Ibu Wrestle Purists. It's quite. We've got quite a lot going on this show. A lot of stuff that AEW faithful will be happy to see. We have to start with Suzuki versus Adam Copeland, the Cope Open. This has been the big one everyone's been talking about going into this week ever since it was announced on Saturday, I believe it was. But yeah, man, Minoru Suzuki going to be in the US, going to be on Dynamite. He's going to be wrestling Adam Copeland. I know it's a cliche, but I didn't think I'd be saying that anytime soon. Ibu,
Yeah. Yeah.
this could be a lot of fun, man.
Adam Copeland asked Tony if he was available, and Tony basically just said, "I'll let you know ASAP." And the second that the second that Tony was informed that he was available, they put the graphic up. So that's kind of how that thing came together. And yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool that Adam Copeland gets to kind of get these cool matches out the way. It feels like he's going through a bucket list right now, and so this will be cool. They're gonna have the Suzuki match, and Edge is gonna fill in his thing, and they're gonna do the fun facials and stuff. So this will just be one of those fun, quirky matches that you kind of can only get in AEW. So it'll
Yeah,
be
man.
it'll be cool to see.
Good time. It'll be a good time. Uh, and yeah, like you just referenced what you said in that interview about Tony Khan. Like, I'll see if I can get it done. As soon as he got off the phone, he threw up a match graphic in the corner on Dynamite or Collision. No, it's Collision. Uh, Copeland didn't even know. He later on says in the interview, he's like Moxley comes up to me in the back and he's like, "Yo, wrestling Suzuki next week." And he was like, "Yeah, I've got to cut a promo," and that's where we've got the. I think he did 2 social media promos for it, didn't he? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, good time. It'll be a good time. We're gonna hear from Samoa Joe, which is something that will always please wrestle purists worldwide. You know,
All of Russell Pierce, to be honest, I think
yeah,
he's universally loved by.
yeah, yeah, Samoa Joe. You see what he's got to say? Probably something good.
He's
It's the
pretty good.
big man. It's the big man.
He's pretty
What
good.
else we got? Penta versus Hangman Adam Page should be a decent match. You suspect Hangman's going to get the win here so we can climb the new rankings. Swerve versus Jeff Hardy. That could be good. I do have worries about it. I'd be lying if I didn't. I think it's obvious which side of the match I have my worries about.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think it could be an awkward chemistry, but it also could pull off something really good because Swerve can really lean into being a heel. But like they're trying to do this Jeff Hardy heel turn thing. Is like a lot of people are suspecting, judging off he didn't shake Darby's hand and
For
all
this
that
match
shit.
to work, they have to just kind of ignore that for a weekend.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
let
I
Storm
agree.
be the supervillain on Jeff.
I agree. And hopefully the crowd takes it. You'd suspect that they do because
Oh, they'll be
Jeff's a legend.
yeah.
So, face-to-face interview between Tony Storm and Deonna Purrazzo. Hopefully they can. I don't. I haven't actually been mad at how they've built this match so far, to be honest. So
Have they
I've,
is this a live? Do we know if this is a live in ring segment?
doesn't say.
Oh, so it's gonna be a
But potentially, probably. um,
Cheetah and
Trios champ.
Tony.
Oh, now go on.
No, I said Cheetah and Tony was a pre-tape, the one that their interview face to face.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. If I had to put money on it, since we've been talking about betting odds, I would say it's probably a pre-tape. Um, AW World Trios Championships, Mogul Embassy versus the Acclaimed. Um, do you think there's a chance that the Mogul Embassy can win this one, or do you think they're going to keep the Trios belts on the Acclaim so they can do some sort of break up with the Bullet Club Gold and
That's the thing.
do
Aren't
that
they?
thing there?
They're doing that whole Bang Bang Scissor Gang thing. So
Mm-hmm.
for the Bang Bang Scissor Gang story to make sense, they both have to hold trios titles, no? Because aren't they going to try to potentially unify those? So
I
I,
don't know.
the trio that they're facing here, it's is it Khan, Toa Leona, and Brian Cage?
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
that's that trio's protected, but I guess they get the win here. Maybe Bullet Club Gold interferes to help them win this match
I can
as
see that.
as a
I
show
can
of
see that.
solidarity.
Yeah, man, I can see that. We'll hear live. Yeah, we'll hear live from Sting and Darby Allin.
That'll be a good promo.
Yeah, man. It's always good to see
Hopefully the
Sting.
Bucks come out. Hopefully the Bucks come out and they get a live
Yeah,
exchange.
man. I think they should.
Yeah,
I think that's what should be happening.
yeah,
Because it would be their first, their
live.
first live appearance. Yeah, it'd be their first live appearance except for coming to the top of the ramp when they're confronted Sting and Darby. So,
Yeah, so
uh,
this should be them going back and forth. Yeah.
Wardlow versus Trent. And we've got Thunder Rosa versus Red Velvet. It
Mm-hmm.
is the only women's match announced as of right now, and
Mm-hmm.
one of two women's segments. But yeah, Thunder Rosa versus Red Velvet. Big fan of both of these women. I'd be very surprised if they didn't have at least a very decent match here, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, big fan of both. But yeah, AEW Dynamite. Quick preview for you people.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple super chats, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So this is your very, very last chance to get some super chats in. Any questions?
Before we
Hopefully, Ibi doesn't die on the stream.
before we get to that, I do just want to make a quick mention, and that's the Braun Breaker Baron Corbin versus Nathan Frazier Axiom match was awesome. One of the most fun matches WWE has done this year. It wasn't like high end great because it was meant to be like a compact TV tag, 2 segments, but really fun with a lot of creative offense. Frazier and Braun are super explosive. Frazier just bouncing all over the place, flipping and jumping and kicking and high fly flowing to the outside and all that type of shit. Uh, Axiom's awesome as usual. Corbin just came in to do his cool moves and he would tag out. Braun was just, like I said, very explosive. And the closing stretch of this was really, really cool. So I'd recommend anybody checking this out, fan of WWE or not. I thought it was a really cool match. So worth noting.
Yeah, I think it's like you said, even if you're not a fan of WWE, if you can get over like the Baron Corbin aspect of it, because I know some people will just see a Baron Corbin match and be like, "Not on my watch,"
Hey, Monty, are you seeing this just bullying happening in the chat from Israel to me? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Just
It's what she does best, bro.
this is
It's part of it's one of the many beautiful reasons why Israel's put on this earth, people.
to hate.
You specifically.
just to dance on my grave, I guess. Sure.
Right. Tito Lee, $2. Appreciate it. Rightfully so. Ibu NXT is great. That's of course in reaction to you saying you got attacked for saying NXT should be overhauled. Black Yakuza 94, $5, appreciated. The fans who took over the shows aren't there anymore. They left when other options were available. The only WWE fans left are the ones who just take it. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true. That's true. And then they grew on that base. They built on the base of people that were left that just liked WWE.
Matt Hennessy, $5.99, appreciate you. My super chat was all due respect to Sports Illustrated until I saw a report from Fightful or PW Insider or Wrestle Purist. I'm assuming Cody versus Roman is a WrestleMania 40 fan. Yeah, man. Obviously, like I said, everyone's different, and some people like I said at the very top of the show, like Sean's got like this weird conglomerate of people who have all bunched together now. It's almost like its own community within itself. Like you've got WWE fans, you've got AEW fans, you've got the few TNA fans, and now there's like a section of wrestling Twitter that all hate Sean Ross Sapp. So some people don't even listen to Sean, you get me? Some people don't listen to Mike Johnson. Some people don't listen to... A lot of people don't listen to Dave, you know? All of them have records of being right at least once or twice, you know? I'm sure all of them have been wrong once or twice as well, so... Will Chisholm, $4, appreciate it. I do love how fans act like all because Ava is the general manager now, they think she's shoot booking the show. But people do it with Nick Aldis as well, so...
Well,
you
they
know?
do that. Well, here's the thing. At least that's closer to being true because he actually is a producer, you know. But like,
Yeah, but he's being a producer and booking a very different thing.
of course.
So, you know. Darren Walker, £2. He says Gunther is 12-1 Ladbrokes best price now. I mean, if
I
you
don't know
are going to put money on Gunther, I'm tempted by that, to be honest. Will Chisholm, $2, appreciate it. It pops me how over Albert is with the fans. Yeah, man. Even he doesn't even need to be. Obviously, he's a heel, so like, but he ain't even got to be as over, and the crowd doesn't even need to have taken to him the way they have already. And you know, he's going to be in these WrestleMania main events we've been talking about today. One day, you know, it'll be his time soon. So, you know, Ibu agrees with me. Where are we? Alright, we got any more super chats? No, we don't. Okay, so we're wrapping up. Ibu, any parting comments?
Any parting comments? My parting comments would probably be, brothers and sisters. This is a trying time in pro wrestling for Cody Rhodes. He's gonna need your strength on Saturday. So you need to be there, and you need to be locked in, hand in hand with Cody Rhodes, and hopefully he gets the job done on Saturday. But beyond that, I don't have much to say on the air here. We'll just see what
I
happens.
think our preview, our Royal Rumble preview prediction show is going to be quite interesting. But yeah, man, Ibu, you are flinching, but you're still holding out hope. You know, I appreciate you guys as always. Please like, subscribe. Appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We will be back tonight on YouTube. We're not even on Twitch. We don't even do the watch alongs on Twitch anymore. AO is here. I don't know if he's joining. If he's joining, join now. There he is. Yo, AO. Real quick, what you saying?
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Come on, bro.
Bro
Come
played,
on,
like
bro.
played the old school one on
The
you as
old
well.
school.
He played the
That's
90s
like
shit.
that's like late '98. He's still in Nation domination.
Yeah.
You know, like he's doing that swag walk with Mark Henry and Godfather and shit. Like,
He didn't even say nothing, bro. Just came in, dropped some Dwayne on him, dropped some heat on
it,
us.
it wasn't if you smell it was. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
There we go. Bro's got the playlist. He's got Nation of Domination. He's gonna play next. All right, we're actually getting out of here now. One last time, real quick. Like, subscribe. Thank you for all the super chats. We'll be back later on this same channel doing a AEW Dynamite watch along with Rob, Charlie, a few of the others of the gang, and yeah, man. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow with the AEW Dynamite review. So again, appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll be back shortly. Peace.